is when I first became a senator in 2017, and it was February, and it was about 10:30 at night, and my phone started ringing. And I usually it's not good calls at 10:30 at night, right? And I looked at the phone, and I looked at Cheryl, and I said, President Obhof's calling me. And so I answered it, of course, concerned. And President Obhof, how are you? Good, good. How you doing? Good. And I said, what's up? I'm just checking in. At 10:30 at night, you're checking in? Because usually I'm asleep by then. He goes, yeah, I just want to see what was going on. I said, well, there's not much going on right now, man.
And I came across this resume of a clearly young and accomplished lawyer. He seems smart, despite the fact that he went to Yale Law School instead of a really good law school like Ohio State. He even clerked for Judge Alice Batchelder, a universally respected jurist on the Sixth Circuit. Simply put, as I said to Tom Niehaus at the time, I think this guy's overqualified for the Senate.
To understand multiple issues as they come through the door, whether it's amendments in particular committees and all of that. Frankly, with the exception of perhaps one of his mentors, Bill Batchelder, I don't know that there's another legislator that I've seen in my 13 years or so that has that ability. So it's an extraordinary thing to get to watch up close.
No matter the issue, whether it was regulatory reform or criminal justice reform or the state budget, the ideas that were articulated by our founders guided the Senate as it tackled the complex problems affecting Ohioans all across the state. Larry's leadership style shared many of his own personal characteristics: a thoughtful approach, an unending work ethic, and a strong desire to get the final product exactly, and I mean exactly, right. He received the appointment over some other very highly qualified candidates and began to serve the people of Ohio. And serve he has. Ohio is simply better for that service.
You know, the bottom line, folks, is we have a tremendous human being amongst us who did not take the title of his office to his head. Instead, he applied it to his heart. And in his heart, he knew what he had to do to best represent every single person in this room and all 11.7 million people of the great state Ohio. I love this guy. He's like a brother to me, although I'm old enough to be his father. But the respect that he showed me and the consideration you were granting to us, it will never be forgotten. I thank you for all you've done for me, for my caucus, and for the great state of Ohio. God bless you, and we love you.
Fundamentally, things shouldn't be partisan. They shouldn't be about being Republican or Democrat. Every state senator represents 350,000 constituents, and some of them voted for you and some of them didn't. But it's your responsibility to try to do what you think is best for all of them and to look out for their interests when you're here. You're here to represent them, and you don't take an oath to a political party or to the next office you want to seek or to personal ambition. You're here to support the Ohio Constitution, to work for the people of your district, regardless of their affiliation, regardless of whether they voted for you or not, and that's what I tried to do.
No review of Larry Obhof's legacy is complete without mentioning Senate Bill 165 of the 129th General Assembly, the Founding Documents Bill. Enacted into law, it requires in our schools, the study and teaching of the text and content of the Declaration of Independence, the Northwest Ordinance, the Ohio Constitution, and the Constitution of the United States and its amendments, and particularly emphasis on the Bill of Rights. To inspire and enlighten our youth about the ideals of America, what better way than to incorporate into their schoolwork the values of these founding documents?
I think it's important that students have a foundation for understanding their rights as citizens and for understanding why our state and our country are so different than so many of the countries that came before. That here in the United States, unlike many of the countries that came before, power doesn't come from the top down. It doesn't come from a king. It comes from the people. It comes from the ground up. And that's something that I tried to live as a credo while I was here, remembering again that you have 350,000 bosses back at home and that you work for all of them and that the real power lies with them. And And I think it's important that students understand the Constitution, that they read the Bill of Rights, that they recognize the Declaration of Independence for the watershed moment that it really was in world history.
Larry's a man who knows who he is, and he knows what he loves. He is, in many ways, the perfect son of a farmer and a teacher. He is a son of Ashtabula County and somebody that never forgot his roots. And even when the spotlight of the State House starts to make you think that you're something important, he never forgot who he was. He knew that he was a normal person doing an important job.
When we came in here and I saw this quote that's on your program from Ronald Reagan, there's no limit to what a man can do or where he can go if he doesn't mind who gets credit. I thought that was very appropriate for Larry. I saw many times when, it was Larry that really should have the credit, and he gave me the credit, or he gave someone else the credit, or one of his members the credit. And so that's just really what kind of guy he is.
President Obhof, you led during some very challenging and difficult times. And as your portrait assumes its place in Ohio history, alongside those of your Senate predecessors, please accept our thanks for your leadership.
A portrait like this is a long-term effort, and it will hang in the State House long after we are all gone. I'm certainly proud to be able to contribute my humble work to the collection, and very grateful to President Obhof for giving me the opportunity.
It's great to be a part of the Ohio Senate's history, and when you walk up and down the halls, you see many leaders from the past, and presidents from the 90s, the 80s, presidents that I served with, and it's great to be among them now.